my journey like summed up into 27 minutes, when in reality it took 24 years. So.
Thank you. Can you go to your portfolio, Grit Life, which is there, and identify what you consider to be your strongest in task, say, or some of your favourite pieces, artifacts, favourite artifacts?
Okay. Like mentioned in the video, I felt that the American Civic Center is where I really was able to transform. So I dedicated a portion of in Task 9 to the American Civic Center. I included their mission statement. Their mission statement, so if anyone wanted to check up on what was really meant by the American Civic Center, we all know because we were a part of it, but for those who didn't go, this is a little section that they can learn and read about it. And then I also included a picture of all of us there, because that, especially that night, that's really where I feel like I completely transformed. I got kids who would never have danced or never interacted with other people to be the life of the party. So that's where I feel that my transition from a student to a teacher really took place. And then I also like this one too, because I really enjoyed using the blog. As you can see in my blog images, I was really interested and really passionate, sarcastic. I feel like this was a good setup because on Fridays I'd either come home really happy or I'd come home really frustrated. So talking to the camera kind of let me like brag about myself, but it also allowed me to let out some frustration and anger that I normally might have kept in. And this is a quick image that's actually in Task 5. Since my students were kind of getting a little not excited about coming to government anymore, one of my students made a comment that I looked like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So in return, I dressed up as Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and that's my cooperating teacher's son dressed up as Ruth. So I just kind of did this as a way to bring government alive. I'm not really sure if it happened, but it showed them that I cared about the subject. I cared about teaching, and I was trying to motivate them. And then back here, here's the blog. And I thought this, at first I was a little apprehensive about this whole thing, but at the end I'm glad we had it. And then I also included a link from discussion board last semester, because in Task 9 talks about how you reflect upon, you talk with colleagues to try and improve. So here's last semester where I had one of your posts and then how I responded to it. And I also mentioned in my webpage that I thought this was good because we didn't see each other every day. And since we were all new teachers, we didn't really know what to expect. So I might come home and be like, I can't believe that just happened. I'd read the discussion board and see that 3 of you experienced the same thing. So it wouldn't make me feel so out of place, and it gave me hope. You guys would provide advice to ease my fears, my issues, and calm me down. And then it also talked about reflecting on colleagues' comments. So on the spring reflection, Ashton made the comment when we were doing the bureaucracy activity. She said that I needed to let you guys fail because I was so concerned about making sure that you were right. And after watching this and listening to her comments, I also included my response to her. And I did in my placement, after Ashton's advice and reflecting upon this activity, I did let them fail. I did monitor them to make sure that they were on task, but I didn't give them as much advice and guidance as I gave you. So that's all my in Task 9.
Cool. What do you have under literacy? That's a new one.
Yeah, was fortunate enough to have a really good content literacy class, and I don't think I really recognized the importance of literacy until I took that class, so I dedicated a whole page. Here is a bumper sticker that I created in that content literacy class about reading. If you were to make a bumper sticker for people to want to buy, you have times have changed, but reading hasn't, so it's incorporating social studies and literacy. Then I included my literacy brochure that talks about my ideas on diversity, community, My resolutions, principles, and literacy alive. And the literacy alive section is how my philosophy, content, pedagogy, management, and assessment for incorporating social studies, literacy into social studies. And then last spring I took a class called Informal Learning, and due to my interest in literacy, I went to Easy Chairs bookstore that's not there anymore, and I conducted a 4-week observation. And what I was trying to figure out, what I was saying was that if parents promote positive reading, because in these reading groups, moms would come, dads would come, and reading would be fun. So kind of framing reading as a fun activity as a child will help students recognize its importance and want to continue it throughout their life. And then after this class, I was able to put in the whole monitoring student growth, because for my student growth project, I had them write letters to Congress. So they were writing, and they had to interpret what they had saw in the lecture and what we had discussed into 3 letters of Congress, where they had a problem, and they either had to defend it with what we had from the lecture. So my student growth topic was letter to government, an effective way to promote writing and social studies understanding. So due to its importance, I thought I would dedicate a page to it. And the little thing says literacy, every child's right, every person's responsibility, because I think sometimes people just assume that other subjects besides not in English, that you don't do literacy, and social studies is an extremely important subject where you can incorporate literacy. So they're not only learning the content, but they're learning their practice reading and writing skills as well.
Thank you. Dr. B, you have a question? So what do you think, looking forward now, what are the things that you'll take with you that are your strengths, and what are the areas that you want to continue to develop in your classroom? That's the final question.
Well, I definitely think I can handle everything. Those seniors were a challenge. And I think before I got there, I was like, ooh. After being in the middle school, the kids were so fun. They wanted to learn. I had like 2 kids that maybe would talk back, that wouldn't do their work. But at the high school, I got challenged every day. So I'm extremely confident next year that whatever grade they give me, I will be able to handle based on that. Weaknesses, I'm still a little unsure of my government content knowledge, even though Charlie keeps telling me it's getting better. I know that's the one area that I still have to continue to work with. I do have an appreciation for it. I feel like I've grown. I started out here, and I'm definitely all the way over there from where I started in September. But I feel like that's the one area of social studies that I'm going to have to continue to maintain and work with.
Thank you very much, Kristen.